Early stages of the women's super heavyweight class. Michaela Breeze with myself, David Goldstrom. We're in the very early stages here. This is the representative from Ecuador, just 7 in the class after the defection of the Kazakh lifter about an hour before the competition was due to begin. 110 kilos on the bar. Second attempt, she missed the first one. And gets that without any fuss and bother. That's 3 white lights, but it only puts her into second place in the snatch because the B group rather exceeded themselves earlier in the day, and a young woman called Yanushka Isabel Espinosa, representing Venezuela, had 3 really good attempts, 106, 112, 115, and led at the halfway stage, and ultimately went on to produce the best total on 255. That was earlier in the day in the B group, so those are the kilos that everybody in this A group have to surpass. And her teammates from Venezuela, Perez Reveron, also did extremely well with a total of 251, and those totals could come into play. I'm not saying they're going to get medals, but they will move up the ranking.
That's why the coaches in the warm-up room need to keep an eye on the weights that's being achieved by the B group lifters, because obviously they're important and they count in the overall results.
Yes, they basically, the 2 B group lifters from Venezuela basically did 5 kilos better than their anticipated entry total. So well done to them. It's just a pity that under the circumstances they weren't included into tonight's final, but that's the way it is. You have to make the cut somewhere, and unfortunately they just fell the wrong side of the line. Now Mexico and Mascoro Osuna got 109 and messed up 113. But we've got some classy lifters, haven't we, Michaela, in this class? We've got the Olympic champion in Zhao Lulu from China, who also took the world title in 2011. We've got Tatiana Kasharina, the top Russian star. Those 2 are the real 2 that are going to fight this out.
Yes, they are. I think it's going to be really close at the top end. We're going to see some big weights lifted.
I mean, basically, there's 2 fights here. One for the gold and silver and the other one for the bronze. But that's just the way it works out sometimes. From year to year, the competition will fluctuate, particularly in the super heavyweight class. And to be fair, it's probably not the strongest super heavyweight class in the women's division we've seen, but it's got 2 class acts at the top.
That's right. It might not be the strongest in terms of overall competition, but we've still got the big names in there, which makes it interesting.
Yeah, and also a little bit of needle when you consider that Kasharina was only beaten by a kilo. So there'll be some needle between those 2, because Kasharina will want to try and put this right. She lost her way in the Olympics, and that was uncharacteristic, really. So Tanya Mascoro coming out again to try and get this 113 for the second time of asking. Currently only 5th in the snatch rankings.
Well, same kind of issue. It's a real shame. Watch the slow-mo replay, just see her throwing her shoulders back a little bit. Just going to drive the hips forward, sending the bar out in front.
150.
It's a shame, threw the shoulders back so far that it took her backwards as well. She jumped backwards, left the bar out in front. If you haven't got your body weight under it, forget it.
Is it fair to say well, I think you do prefer the snatch to the clean and jerk?
I guess I was better at the snatch, preferred the snatch because it was more technical, and that's where I guess my strength lay. When it came to the clean and jerk, I didn't have the leg strength to be able to stand up with the really heavy weights.
But it's a most unforgiving lift, isn't it, in the sense that you've just got to be millimetre perfect in placement.
Millimetre perfect,
yeah.
Technically efficient. You have to use every ounce and efficiency that you possibly can. Driving powerfully with the legs. Having the confidence to catch it in that bottom position.
Well, I have to say, there's some very poor lifting going on at the moment.
Well, these are basic technical errors that these lifters are making as they come off the floor. Bum sniffing as the bar passes the knees. They're compensating by throwing the shoulders back, kicks the bar out in front, and they're playing catch-up from there on.
Yeah, you know, and they've come a long way to the World Championships, and, you know, this is really disappointing. I just hope that we very soon have a turn for the better. And the bar going to 120 kilos now for the arrival of Katarina Shkuratava, representing Belarus. Shkuratava, who we haven't seen for, well, since she finished 4th in the World Championships in 2007. Now, the reason we haven't seen her for so much time is the fact that she actually was found to be guilty in a doping test and was out of competition for 4 long years, from March 2008 to March 2012. So this is her first time back on a competition stage since 2007. 120 kilos on the bar.
Well, for a big girl, very agile.
117.56 kilos. She's put on some weight in those years off the stage. About 14 kilos. But at least we've got a good lift.
Yeah, she's got great extension there and sat into a very good, very deep squat position, sitting very straight as well. Very dynamic overhead. You can see the strength in her shoulders there to steady herself.
And now the Thai lifter going to 121 for her opener. This is Chichnok Pulsabsakul, runner-up in the University Championships in Kazan last July, which were won by Tatsiana Kasharina, who's posted 142 kilos as her opener. Good speed.
She got tremendous lift, and when we talked earlier about float, you asked me the question, what is float? This lifter just demonstrated that excellently. Driving powerfully as the bar passes the knees, not hanging on to it with the upper body, instead dropping under fast. That allows the bar to continue moving upwards as she's dropping, gives her maximum time to get underneath the bar. Excellent lifting.
Yeah, so we haven't really seen super heavyweights from Thailand.
Well, that was very impressive.
Only 21 years of age.
126.
But I was really impressed with the explosive power and speed that came from that lift from her.
Well, this is the way that I used to try and lift, is without finishing with the arms at the top of the lift, without giving it that second pull with the upper body. That just takes the speed off the bar. You don't actually get the bar much higher, but you do waste an awful lot of time getting under by using the arms.
I mentioned the opening weight for Kasharina, 142. Zhao Lulu, her great rival, posted 135 for her opener. But this is Shkuratava, 6 kilo increase. And this for first place in the snatch competition. And of course now, those lifters, the 2 Venezuelan women who were the dominant force in the B group, their kilos have been well surpassed now. So that takes her into the lead.
Very good lifting again. Very dynamic.
So Shkuratava weighed in at 117 kilos. She leads ahead of the Thai lifter, now out for 127. She weighed in at 125 kilos. solid second attempt.
Well, some brilliant lifting, very efficient in her technique. If anything, hands very, very close. That means she's got to move the bar that little bit higher.
What you're really watching here at the moment is the fight for the bronze medal in the snatch here between the Thai lifter and the woman from Belarus. These two really trying to match each other, trying to better each other. And waiting in the wings, Katarina and also Zhao Lulu. So the bar going up to 130 kilos for Skuratova. Now, because she hasn't been on the stage for such a long time, in terms of competition, this is a personal best by some 9 kilos. Just talk a little bit, Michaela, about the breathing here when you take this effort.
Well, I think each lifter has their own style. Some will set themselves, take a deep breath, hold it throughout the lift, bearing in mind the lift is over in just a split second, so you don't need any oxygen really to execute it. I think when I was lifting, I used to breathe out a fraction, but hold the breath throughout the lift. Obviously, once it's overhead, if you're under control, you can get the oxygen back in, but it's over so quickly, you don't need to breathe.
Well, that's 1, 2, 3 in double quick time, and takes her into the lead. Now, she weighed in at 117, and the Thai lifter, who's coming out next, because she's that much heavier, has to go to 131. And 131 will actually secure the bronze medal here. And just looking at the Thai lifter's stats, this is the weight that she lifted in the Universiade last July, finished in 7th place. She was in the same competition as Katarina, the same competition as Mascoro. Well, there's the bronze medal for you.
Well, technique. She's got that off to a tee.
Well deserved, enjoying herself. Lovely to see. Good sequence. And good sequence from both those lifters, actually. 3 excellently well-produced lifts. And now we go on to what is really the main course. It's the Olympic champion versus the Olympic silver medalist. And it's the Olympic champion who's going to appear first, Zhao Lulu. World champion, Olympic champion, and on both occasions achieved 146 kilos. It's this half of the competition where arguably Katarina is stronger. It's the second part where this woman tends to make up the deficiency.
Well, it's only 135 kilos. Let's just pop it overhead. As easy as that.
That's just like putting, you know, rucksack over your shoulder, isn't it?
Well, she did move that with maximum efficiency.
Now she weighs at 130 kilos, just checking her weigh in, 133 today. And the second attempt now, where's she going to go? Because Katarina actually posted 142 kilos for her first attempt, and she's certainly not going to go for 136, just buying a little time before they make the change. At 130, but she's got to go at least 140. 140, all right. So she wants Katarina to come out, which she's managed, and she's gone to 143 kilos. Katarina quite happy to come out at 142. Here she is, European champion in 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012. This season's university champion, the Olympic silver medalist last year, runner-up in the World Championships in Paris, winner of the World Championships in Antalya. Some record. This is where she must prosper, Michaela, because she consistently has the edge on Zhao in the first half of the competition, but then she's probably 5-6 kilos below Zhao when it comes to the clean and jerk.
Well, just look at her body language there, just telling the coach to shush, leave me alone, she says, I'm under control. That was absolutely superb technically. And while this is the super heavyweight, so plus 75 kilos, isn't it great to see an athlete who's actually in pretty good shape, very strong, very powerful, and not wasting excess weight. She's carrying firm, strong weight all the way through.
Yeah, she's giving away 25 kilos to Zhao. So Zhao now coming on for 143, obviously. She's heavier, so she needs an extra kilo to go into the lead. But this is going to come down to those third attempts, surely.
Tremendous speed through the middle part of the lift there. Absolutely attack the bar all the way through.
Zhao completes, and the bar for Katarzyna going to 147 kilos.
Lulu, China, second attempt, trzecie podejście reprezentantki Chin. Tatiana Kaszyryna przygotowuje się do 147. Uwaga, lewy sektor.
Well, there's no way that Zhao Lulu is going to take 144. Katarzyna. Zhao Lulu just getting some time short. It's gone to 146 for her. That's 1 kilo inside. Katarzyna's posted a second attempt. Katarzyna wants Zhao Lulu to lift out here. There's the situation. Bronze medal to Thailand. But this is real cat and mouse stuff between these two.
So just looking ahead here, I know I'm jumping the gun a bit, but looking at the starting weights on the clean and jerk, there is 10 kilos between the two lifters, and Katarzyna of Russia has that advantage of 180. Over Zhao's 170, so it looks like Katarzyna's coming into this very confident.
But in the Olympics, it was Katarzyna who did 151 versus Zhao Lulu, who did 146. So she had the 5 kilo advantage going into the second half. But in the clean and jerk, 181 for Katarzyna and 187 for Zhao Lulu, and that's where the turnaround came. So Katarzyna really needs minimum 5 kilos advantage here over Zhao.
She does think Zhao's got it in terms of weights that she's lifted in the past, but is she in that kind of form today? We're going to find out very soon.
So 146, this is what she did in the World Championships, this is what she did in the Olympic Games. Maybe this is her weight at this particular half of the competition. But Katarzyna's got her way because she'll have 2 attempts after this.
Oh, wow. Well, that just sums up the reason why it's so important that these lifters do physical conditioning as well as just weightlifting. The functional stability there, you can see she went right over onto one leg but managed to put it back without injuring herself. That is quite incredible, and that just sums up the importance of being stable in all different positions for this sport.
So Zhao Lulu in the lead, but now 147. So Katarzyna coming in, doing the sensible thing. This for her is a 5 kilo increase, which is pretty standard. So this would give her the gold medal and a lead of 1 kilo. And then she'd have 1 other attempt, but she can't afford to mess this up. She's got to get this. And that's exactly what she should not have done, because she's now seriously handed the advantage to Zhao.
I know what she wants. I know what she wanted coming into this competition, and that was an attempt at her own record.
Well, what you mean, the 151
Yeah, just
world
looking-
record? Yeah.
Just looking at the replay there, she came off on her toes a bit too early. Didn't drive through flat feet. That cost her. Sent the bar out in front. She's got one attempt to try and pull this back and secure a lead.
I mean, she could do the outrageously brave, but she's not going to. You know what I was going to say. Put it up to 151 anyway and go for it.
There's no way. She's got to play for the gold medal first. It's too risky to attempt that now. She's in second place at the moment and she needs to nail this. One, to give her the gold in the snatch, but also to stay right up there and put pressure on Zhao going into the clean and jerk. Are they going to do it? They're not going to do it, surely. No.
Zawodnicy na całym świecie marzą o tym, żeby powitały ich brawa najlepszych kibiców na świecie.
She's got a minute and 20 seconds still, so
Pokażmy.
if Zhao
Właśnie teraz brawa.
not bothered, done my bit. Whatever she'll do, and then Zhao and the coaches will think about it. But this is pressure.
Comes onto the platform very calm, very collected. Oh!
No, and she's in. Well, she's virtually gifted, surely, the gold medal to Zhao. Not totally, because Zhao's got 146 and 142, but instead of being 5 to 6 kilos ahead, she's now 3 kilos behind.
Well, it's not through want of trying. It's not like she came out there and did that on purpose. She came out and gave it everything, overcompensated on that last attempt. There's no point trying to hold on to it there. That's when the shoulders and elbows can go. Very fast, very dynamic. It's great to see a super heavyweight in great shape.
She didn't have to lift anywhere near that weight in the Universiade to take the title. It was 142 kilos. That was, that was really easy.
I think someone's just realising the gold.
That'll do nicely. Well, there it is. The figures actually tell the story on their own, don't they? 146, 4 kilos to catch up there. And Thailand taking the bronze.
One electric engine, one petrol, combining to deliver a range of over 580 miles. Efficiency without the compromise. The new Audi A3 Sportback e-tron arrives autumn 2014.
If you have a household problem, no matter if it's big or small, you should call the British Gas Team. Whether you need a plumber, an electrician, a drains expert, or a boiler engineer, you can count on the British Gas Team to look after your world.
Personal modes for different users. Learning from you. LG G2.
My time on the water might be over, but for my boy, the work has just begun. This new technology helps fishermen find the fish and sellers speak to buyers. Without it, you might find yourself alone. It's what holds this community together and brings hope to every new day.
Econet Wireless, inspired to change your world.
goście z Ukrainy, one z tym bębnem, ten bęben waży 130 kg.
The best part of 11 minutes to go before we start on the clean and jerk, so a chance to look at the first half again. Beginning with Chichnok Pulsabasakul, who in the end...
Uwaga na pałki pani prowadzącej.
So here comes the Thai lifter. 131 kilos on the bar, having succeeded at 121, 127. This by 1 kilo because of her heavier body weight to take the bronze medal away from Skuratava.
Such a great technician she is, and she's proved on her previous 2 attempts. Can she execute this one? Oh, look at the leg drive on that. Float, generating upward movement. Drive straight out.
Yeah, that's terrific, and of course that 1 kilo just enough to take the bronze medal, and that's where we are with the 2 fights with the 2 lifters really. And so from the fight for bronze, you can see here actually just the speed of the lift, even in slow motion.
The speed is so important, and the change in direction from that full extension to dropping under, she executes it perfectly.
So Tatiana Kasharina, well, not a very successful sequence by any means here. The Olympic silver medalist in a duel with her conqueror in London of just over 12 months ago. 142 kilos on the bar.
Well, very, very solid first attempt. Wasn't that easy, David? You would expect her to have done a lot more through this competition.
Well, ultimately, I mean, she did absolutely the right thing, and she managed, as we'll see in a moment, to persuade Zhao Lulu to lift 146 kilos, you know, and then leaving her with 2 attempts. But Zhao Lulu, really, we haven't seen her on a competition stage. We haven't seen her really since the London Games, but here she is. 135, 143. This was ultimately the lift that earned her the gold medal and a 4 kilo advantage. Zhao, 25 years of age, world champion, Olympic champion.
Wow, look how powerful that is. Works hard at the bottom there before standing up. Great lift. Absolutely superb lifting and thoroughly deserved into gold medal position on the snatch.
Yes, and that's China's 20th gold medal of these championships.
Oh, look at the speed there, absolutely attacking that bar through the middle.
Well, it hasn't gone.
History, adventure, beauty, relaxation. You can find everything in Slovakia. Wherever you go and whatever you do, friends await you. Slovakia, best friends forever.
Ciao, Nini.
मेरा भाई.
Hi, Patsy.
Jumbo.
G'day, Cowboy.
Dude.
Look what the cat dragged in.
Eduardo Lucas.
Whoa.
Hello, Mama. Namaste.
Wrong number?
Let me talk.
Привет. This is Dr. Flamenco.
At Curry's PC World, these Samsung LED TVs blend premium design with truly smart technology. This 40-inch is just $479, and this 50-inch is now down to only $749. This brilliant Asus laptop is powered by an Intel Core i3 processor. Incredible value, now down to just $329. And this large 8-kilo 1400 spin Hoover washer is $259, our lowest ever price. Ready to take home today. Competitive on price every day. Curry's PC World, we can help.
Well, still about 5 minutes to go before we start the clean and jerk. And here the times for the competitions you can see tomorrow, the 105 and also the men's super heavyweights. Both promise to be really excellent competitions. And so
Speak easy, rocking the feathers on greasy. Hope you can keep up, boys, 'cause believe me.
If you're a landlord, standard home insurance isn't enough. But with Direct Line Landlord Insurance, if something goes wrong, we're ready to help. With your own specialist claims handler to help get your property back in order and keep your rent coming in. So whether you have one rental property or lots of them, we guarantee to beat the price of any other insurer. For the best landlord insurance provider, take the Direct Line.
I never know what's on when, so I'm always missing stuff. And even if I do know, I'm not always in when it is on, like Grey's Anatomy. Ah, McDreamy. Luckily with Sky's On Demand, he's just sitting there waiting for me, so I can catch up when I want. And it's really easy to find. Just a couple of clicks and wallop. So now, I'm always in when it's on, even when I'm out. Oh, you know what I mean. The widest range of catch-up TV channels at no extra cost. Now that's on demand.
Battlefield 4, out 1st of November.
If there's one thing I've learned, it's that life's easier when you have a little flexibility.
With a Wonga loan, you choose how much you'd like to borrow and when you want to pay it back.
We're totally flexible, so you can be too.
Short-term loans you customise yourself. That's pretty smart.
That's right, Earl. Up to £1,000. Very nice.
For a short-term loan on your terms, visit Wonga.com. Wonga.com. Straight talking money.
Well, once again, a very good evening, and if you're just joining us, we're at the halfway stage in the women's super heavyweight competition, the last competition of the World Championships for the women, and it has and it hasn't sort of turned out as we expected, particularly in terms of the two major protagonists, Tatiana Kasharina of Russia and Zhao Lulu of China, respectively, the silver and gold medalists from the Olympic Games. Zhao Lulu, no problems, made 3 out of 3. Kasharina, only 1 out of 3. She's 4 kilos down, as you can see. And in this part of the competition, this is where she normally really, when she comes up against Zhao Lulu, has to make hay. In other words, she should be going into the second half with something like a 5 to 6 kilo advantage. So for me, her chances of taking this world title and regaining the world title have been dealt a very serious blow. And I'm not convinced that she can catch up on this. On the other hand, Michaela Breeze, sitting right next to me, thinks that I'm totally wrong.
Like always, David, you're always wrong. You've got to learn to just accept that I'm going to win this bet. I've got every... I don't know, I've just got this feeling that Katarina is going to come out here on the clean and jerk. She's fired up now. She's not a happy lifter, having given away any advantage that she possibly could have got to Xiao Lulu of China. This now is going to be her competition to fight back, and she's going to have to fight. She's going to have to dig so deep.
Well, I'm happy to be wrong if we get the sort of fight that we really expose, because this will be a fight from Katarina to actually overcome the odds. We also ought to mention that we've got a really good fight on for the bronze medal, because Chitnok Pulsapsakul of Thailand, 131 kilos, just 1 kilo ahead of Katarina Skuratava of Belarus. Now those two are clear of everybody else, so they're going to fight for the bronze medal in this competition. So really two fights, but there's only a kilo between those two.
There is at the moment, but Skuratava has a 160 posted to come in on the clean and jerk, whereas Pulsapsakul only has 145, so she's got the medal on the snatch. We'll see if she can hang on to it on the jerk.
But Skuratava hasn't been on the platform for 6 years, so...
Yeah, but she's been training, I can tell you that much.
Absolutely, but you know training isn't competition.
9, 8,
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a mild disagreement.
4.
But that's what makes the sport interesting. Now we've got 1 minute to go for the first lifter, in fact less than that. And coming on to the stage, this will be the representative for Mexico, Tanya Mascara Osuna, who at the halfway stage finds herself down in 9th place. Just a quick reminder that the best performance from the B group came from Isabel Espinosa of Venezuela, who totaled 255. So she is the leader in the clubhouse at the moment. But on the bar, 130 kilos.
Dip forwards on the clean, on the jerk, sorry. But strong enough to hold it overhead.
Just shy by a kilo of her personal best. So looks as if that mark will be surpassed. She inevitably one of quite a few lifters in this weight class who will have set their own personal targets along with their coaches. Just taking a quick rundown of the opening weights. Katarina at 180 and Xiao Lulu at 170. And then we go to Skuratava at 160, Pulsapsakul at 145, and then Nive Arroyo for Ecuador at 135. And here comes Nive Arroyo. Mascara Osuna, who just lifted into 4th place with 239. And there's no doubt that Isabel Espinosa from the B group is going to take quite a few scalps here, Michaela.
I think both lifters from the B group have almost underestimated how good a form they were coming into this competition. They've gone out and executed from the B group, and they're now probably sat here somewhere watching this A group to see where they're going to finish.
And the real pity is, had they been in the A group, you just know you can fight a little bit more because you know more intensely what's happening.
Well, you know what's happening, but also in the B group there's no pressure on you, so you can go out and relax and just do the job. So it can work both ways. Well, was that okay with the right elbow then?
The juries have been, and the referees in particular, have been very strict here, and it's 2-1 against.
Sorry, 2-1 for David.
2-1 for, sorry, I mean, yeah.
Am I just hobbling off the platform there, or is it because the knee wraps are so tight? I'm not sure. She did them up very tight just before she came out. She's looking at her right elbow. There was some movement in that, but she got away with it.
United States, please prepare. Przygotowuje się do 136.
So Osuna out for her second attempt, 5 kilo increase. This will take her to 3:44.
Needs to stand still.
Now that gives her the lead, takes her to 4th place in the clean and jerk, 4th place in the total. Still Isabel Espinosa with a clean and jerk of 140 and a total of 255, leading the way.
See here, use the whip on the bar to drive out. Adjusted the hands. Hands wide means less distance for the bar to go overhead.
Now, Chioma Amishi, only one good lift, 105. Now, let's hope they've revitalised her to really put some weight on the bar and really go for this. 136, her opener. This is a weight she has done in competition.
Well, that's a rush lift off the floor. Didn't really set herself, kind of yanked at it. As soon as you do that, pulls you onto your toes, game over. Let's watch the replay. Bum up, onto her toes.
United States, second attempt, the same way.
Bar really hit her. She dropped to the bottom. Instead of landing with the bar on her shoulders at the same time, she hit the bottom, bar hit her then as she tried to come up. It's all about timing.
She and the coach have got a lot to work on here, as we saw in the first half of the competition.
Well, she's a very strong lifter, just a little bit rough around the edges in terms of technique.
Here's Zhao Lulu.
145 on the bar. Gotta love those shoes, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't had a wager on this, but I'm going to win.
Well, I'm making it very clear here now. Kashrina 1, Zhao 2, and I'm going to try and say the name now. Skuratova of Belarus 3. That's where my money is.
Well, I'm not going to get involved with you on the bronze medal fight. But
Are you backing down now? You're backing down on
I'm going to stick to my guns on
I think it'll be a good competition. I think it's going to be close at the top end.
You just don't know what's going on in the head of Kasharina at the moment. That's one of the problems.
I think there's going to be a lot of mind games going on back there in the warm-up room. These girls are going to be strong, not just physically, they've got to be strong mentally.
So, Amishi, remember the Americans, they're only a couple of years away from hosting what will be the most important World Championships running up to Rio, because it'll be the last World Championships for qualifying points. There'll be then only the Continental Championships after that.
It's being held in Texas, yeah?
Houston.
Right elbow, I think she'll get that, yep. She does, 3 white lights.
So, she's got the total now, 136. But again, when you miss an attempt like that, it's very costly in terms of achieving your aspirations.
The timing was a lot better on the clean this time. Having a last-minute stretch to the triceps and lats just to help with that overhead position. Slap of the legs to try and get the adrenaline going.
So the bar 137 now for Osuna. So this is just a 2 TQ increase. So this will only put her into 3rd overall.
Oh, well, that was, dare I say, a rather pathetic attempt at the jerk. Just trying to put 137 kilos overhead using upper body only. It doesn't work. Your legs are so much stronger, you've got to really dip and drive with those. You never know, she might have gone dizzy after the clean. Clean itself, very strong, sits nice and straight. Just does not drive with those legs.
So I mean, she's putting the bar up to 139. That's a 3 kilo increase, but you know, that would, on her third attempt, only take her to 243. And I said right at the beginning of the competition, the coaches were maybe a bit optimistic, asking for 255, but as a total, but she's well below that 243 or 244 this would be.
Better. Great lifting, just needs to stand still.
Well, it's worth a bit of a smile, you know.
She will. She'll reflect on that and be happy. That's a great recovery.
I'll tell you why, because, you know, we haven't seen her for a year or so, but recent competition results. Pan Americans last year, total 238. Junior Worlds, which she got a bronze in last year, 238. And the World Championships in Paris, 238. She's ended on 244, so she's 6 kilos up on those.
Yeah, she obviously had different ideas in her mind coming into this competition.
Of course she did, because when you look at the failed lifts there, you know, 2 failed lifts at crucial points.
It's good, something to build on.
So Arroyo now got 135, now going for a 5 kilo increase to take her to 250. And this would still only put her into 3rd place in the total. It would only put her into 2nd place in the clean and jerk because of the achievements of the B group lifters. And she's not even there.
And again, we see a lifter dropping very, very quick underneath the bar, which is important, but so is the timing. That time she hit the bottom and then the bar came crashing down on top of her. She needs to undo the knee supports before she can walk down the steps. Watch, she hits the bottom and then the bar does. You've got to hit the bottom at the same time and drive out together.
Good description, Michaela.
Absolutely decked her at the bottom there.
Absolutely decked her permanently by the way she slumped into the sofa. So, looks like she's going to have to follow herself here, because we're getting to the fight for the bronze medal. As you see, the clean and jerk standings there. There's Perez from the B group, who had that 142 kilos, and Isabel Espinosa, who is in 2nd place, but is actually the overall leader at this moment. And there you have the current ranking. Espinosa from the B group there, and Reveron. Then you get to Neve, 245.
Ostatnie podejście. Myślę, że brawa kibiców są tutaj bardzo wskazane. Pomożemy na pewno. Powitajmy ją. Kaburza braw, ta energia.
The lightest lifter of the class coming out here now to try 3rd and final attempt to get herself up to 250 kilos. And, you know, she did 260 in the Pan Ams in the spring. She did 255 in the Olympics when she was 8th. And when she won the Pan Americans last season, 257. In the World Championships in Paris, 259. So only 250 is possible today.
Again, that bar hit her, but this time she managed not to collapse. Bar's on a windpipe.
close-up told you everything, that she was never really likely to do that, and that's really disappointing to be left on 2:45. I mean, she's been successful. I suppose age does eventually catch up with you, and she's 35. She's the oldest of the class.
Well, she's got some consolation that she's got a medal on the snatch, but as I predicted, out of the medals on the clean and jerk.
No, Oroya was.
My apologies.
Yeah, she was in 6th place. It's the Thai lifter who's got the bronze, but we've.
Sakva's now coming out. We'll see what kind of shape she's in.
Well, this is her opener at 1:45, and remember, her arch rival this evening is Skuratava of Belarus, who's going to open up at 160, which is a 15-kilo differential.
They got some great music, haven't they, David?
Yeah.
It really does. Keep the crowd going, bring everybody to life, keep a great atmosphere.
And that's one unhappy lady, and it's going to take a while to console her.
It's a shame that a bad day tends to happen at a World Championships.
You just never know. That, you know, that might just be the last time she gets a pick to come to the World Championships. Because remember, when you qualify for things like the Olympic Games, there's only 4 women allowed for each country. It's all done on a point.
Only if you qualify for
Only if you qualify, yeah,
very few
exactly.
countries actually get the full quota.
So, back to the present. From the oldest to the youngest of the contenders. Well, strong enough overhead.
She's a great lifter, and you know, just anybody back home watching wants to see what good technique is. There's a great example.
Yeah, these pictures going live to Thailand, so I think they'll be enjoying. The women's group tend to be based up at Chiang Mai in the north of the country, where they've held 2 World Championships.
Just look here, she stands up, just drops her chest, manages to drive the bar off her shoulders and off the windpipe. Jerk position overhead, fantastic.
Thai women's team is sort of legendary, really good lifters they've produced. So, Skuratava, having come down from 160 to 156.
This does make it very close for the bronze medal.
Well, I think it was the right decision.
Skuratava needs to outlift Sabsikul by 2 kilos. She's down by 1 kilo after the snatch and has heavier body weight. So she needs 2 kilos more on the clean and jerk to contend for that medal. She looks well strong enough, doesn't she? Uses the whip on the bar, 15-kilo women's bar, slightly thinner than the men's. The bar tends to bend a bit more at a slightly lighter weight. And if you can use the timing, happy days, that bar will fly up.
160.
Yeah, the Thai lifter who comes into my mind is Pavina Thungsuk, who was one of the really great lifters that he produced.
She's in my category, wasn't she? I believe they competed against her many times.
Yeah, that was one of the things that she was multi-category achiever. 69, 75 as well. She could manage that. So the bar has gone to 160 for the Thai lifter. So this is nip and tuck stuff between these two, as it was in the first half.
used the upper body. That's a real shame. Didn't trust the technique then as the weight got heavier.
She's got one more attempt, but of course that sways the advantage now to the Belarus lifter. Remember, these two women, Thai and Belarus, are actually equal on 286, but it's the fact that the Thai lifter weighed in at 125 and the Belarus lifter weighed in at 117. That's what's dictating the positions at the moment.
She's got to follow herself as well. It's going to be tough to recover. Minute 40 on the clock.
Of course, the two main protagonists, Katarzyna and Zhao, still to start, as you can see from the bottom of that graphic page. So it's got to be Chichnuk Pulsab-Sakul to come in. Coming on the stage now for her last attempt at 160 kilos once again. So this 5 kilo increase from the successful first attempt is going to take it to 291. Okay. Oh, very good. That's just what we wanted to see, Michaela.
Absolutely superb, and that's what I mean by trusting the technique. When the weight gets heavy, when you have to work hard, you have got to trust your technique. There's no point in trying to let other muscle groups take over. That was a great recovery for a third attempt. See here, powerful leg drive, fast underneath the bar, keeps it moving. Drives up to arm's length.
Now, in the Universiade, she was well beaten by Katarzyna by some 41 kilos, but she's taken a total, this is the Thai lifter, to 291, compared with 278 at the University. That was in the Universiade in July, so that's a big improvement for her. So, here we are, exactly the situation here. Skuratava with 2 attempts, 5 kilo increase. Second attempt. This for first place in both the clean and jerk and the total. And that's the medal secured. So the turnaround complete. It was Thailand in the first half, it's Belarus in the second half. So Skuratava, she's got one more attempt to come. Takes her up to 291. Of course, where she has the advantage is the lighter body weight.
She really used the whip on the bar to maximum effectiveness there. Fortunately, she's got to follow herself, so only 2 minutes to recover.
Well, the bar has gone to 170 for Zhao Lulu. It may be that Katarzyna's put the bar to 170. Well, why not? Absolutely right. She's got the bronze medal. She's done well. Now she can have a lift, you know, a free lift, and what will be, will be.
She's got nothing to lose, David.
No.
And based on that previous attempt, I think 170 she's coming out for right now. She's going to give it a good go.
And the reason she's coming out is because Zhao has put the bar up to 175 within 5 kilos of the opening weight posted by Katarzyna.
Makes me more anxious on this bet now, David.
Good. Yeah, the warm-up's gone very well for Zhao.
Katarina's looking good too. I was going to say if she cleans it, I think she'll jerk it. Look at that. Oh, stand still, stand still.
No.
Oh, dear me.
Do you know what? She was beginning to enjoy that before finishing it.
I think you're quite right. Well, it flew up to arm's length, just gives you an indication of how strong she is. While she may have been off the international stage for several years, I think she's back with a vengeance, and we're going to see a lot more.
Now have a look at this. As you say, the clean. Now have a look when she gets this bar overhead.
Easy.
Can't see her face, but what struck me, this might tell us, she was starting to enjoy it before she'd actually secured it. Okay, so Katarina Skuratava of Belarus has got the overall bronze medal. She's currently in first position, but things are about to change. Zhao Lulu, opener on 175. So 175 to add to the 146. And this is where Katarina's going to have to come out and start catching up.
It's a comfortable opening attempt. Very short dip, big drive. Perfect.
So she's sitting on 321. So that's 12 kilos short of the total she produced in the Olympic Games. So remember, Katarina at the halfway stage, 4 kilos down. Now she's coming in at 180. So this is to effectively put her a kilo ahead.
These weights are getting silly now, David. 180 kilos. We've barely got any men in Britain that are lifting this kind of weight.
It's 8 kilos short of the clean and jerk world record set by Meng Siping in Eilat last December.
Oh, the gasps from the crowd. I think you can count me in that gasp as well. That was just outstanding. She's thrown down her cards to say, come on then.
So that 180, that important 5 kilos, puts her on 322. She's now got lighter body weight and a kilo advantage over Zhao Lulu.
This competition is going to be won by the lifter that can nail 3 out of 3. Who is going to be most consistent here?
185.
So Zhao going for the 10 kilo increase now. And this 10 kilo increase, that of course would take her to 331, which would be just 2 kilos short of her Olympic total.
Well, a 10 kilo jump at this body weight is still a...
No, actually, I beg your pardon. I apologise for that. It isn't 10 kilos. It is actually 7. So it's going to take it to 328.
7 kilos is still a significant increase.
It's a more sensible increase. It could all ride on this, you know, on this attempt. Got to make the clean, though, and she's got to make it economically.
Oh, and she does.
You know, there's a lot of pride at stake here, you know.
There's mind games going on as well in the warm-up room between the coaches. Katarina has posted a 190 as a second attempt. She'd be crazy to take that. She only needs 186, I think.
Yeah, well, Zhao Lulu's gone to 328. She's on 322. So she needs 6 kilos. Yeah, you're right. I can see about the mind games, you know. I can see.
Oh my goodness, she's going for it as well.
Do you know, I can see what she's got in her mind. And what she's got in her mind, Michaela, is to go and get this and put uncertainty into Zhao's mind.
Yeah, but she's in second place at the moment. Surely you've got to put yourself in the lead. This is 2 kilos above the world clean and jerk record. This is a phenomenal weight, a 10-kilo increase. Wow.
Well, neither of them have ever done 190, obviously. And Meng Suping's record for China, 188, set at the World University Championships in Eilat in December 2012.
Oh, goodness me.
Oh my goodness gracious, world record. A new world record in the clean and jerk. Well, that is phenomenal.
I've never seen anything like this. This is just incredible.
Tatiana Katerina, and also a little close to the windpipe, dizzy. The weight has really had its effect on her.
Well, approaching double body weight here in the women's supers. This is just a phenomenal feat.
The same way.
So Zhao has got to match this. Now, of course, she won't get the world record, but she's not bothered about that. What she wants to do on this attempt is push her total to, just having a look at this here, she is heavier. So this is 8 kilos up. So she's going to go to, what, 336? Katerina.
She is.
I can see what Katerina's doing. She wanted to do exactly what I was explaining, which was to go and get that and then pile the pressure onto Zhao.
191 kilograms on the bar.
She won't take this, I don't think. This would be another clean and jerk world record.
No, but the more
another kilo will take the total world record.
And what she's doing is she's playing the push game here with Zhao. The more she pushes it up. Well, on the evidence of the clean that she produced there.
Yeah, but you can see how hard she's breathing as well. She hasn't recovered yet from that previous attempt. That was a phenomenal effort. This now not only for another clean and jerk world record, but for the total world record as well.
Yes, she's after Zhao Lulu's 333 kilos at the Olympic Games. Remember, she was beaten by 1 kilo. Katerina did 332. Zhao 333.
Just taking her time walking back towards the competition platform.
So this for a 334 total and a 192 improvement on the clean and jerk world record of a few minutes ago.
Just asking for the crowd to be quiet. She's still got the full minute. Oh, not to be today.
Well, it's over to Zhao now. Zhao on 328, and I don't think she's coming out. I think Zhao has decided that she can only go as far as she has gone, and I bow to you, Michaela.
I didn't think it was going to take a world record to do it, but that was superb lifting. Next time, David, I just wish you'd listen.
Well, it's, you know, that I think took us all by surprise to go for the 10 kilo on the second attempt.
Well, it was a pleasure to watch, a pleasure to be here this evening, to be part of this. It really was a massive weight.
I certainly hadn't counted on Katerina doing anything like that. and all credit to her that she comes out all smiles. When you consider where she was at the halfway stage, and you consider that basically her record has always been that, just not by much, but just that little bit below Zhao on the clean and jerk. But, you know, at the same time, she is only 22, still improving.
That is just incredible. 22 years of age and already in this kind of shape. Just wonder how far she's going to go. I mean, looking at that, David, I think she's in the kind of shape to break the world snatch record. And you can see there, even with a disappointing snatch, she's still attempting the total world record. She's going to have those very soon, if Zhao allows it.
Yes, or if Zhao continues to be China's #1 pick, because again, there is a reservoir of talent, and you know, we've seen this with super heavyweights. Their longevity sometimes isn't that long. You know, they survive for maybe one, but not often for 2 Olympic cycles.
Że mistrzostwa odbywają się pod patronatem prezydenta Rzeczypospolitej Polskiej pana Bronisława Komorowskiego.
Well, I think that was a very important victory, because having got the Universiad title, which was a nice tune-up, now she's sort of back on track, as you can see there. Katarzyna 332, Zhao 328, and the bronze to Skuratava with 291 by virtue of her lighter body weight. And you can see there Espinosa of Venezuela and her teammate Reveron from the B group up into 5th and 6th places, which only goes to show that really it's a real disappointment that they weren't in today's final to actually mix it up for that bronze medal, perhaps.
Szanowni Państwo, jutro ostatni dzień Mistrzostw Świata. Myślę, że będzie naprawdę pięknie.